Hello, my name is Sydney Williamson, and this is Behind the Curtain, a podcast about the theater arts scene in Tyler, Texas. Today's episode will feature a very special guest, an old theater director of mine, Miss DeAnna Hargrove. What is your favorite show that you've directed here?
My favorite show? That's one of my least favorite questions because there have been so many. I had a list when I came here, and I'm really happy to say that we've been able to accomplish most of them. The shows that were near and dear to my heart, if I could name just a few, included To Kill a Mockingbird, The Diary of Anne Frank, The Miracle Worker, among many others. But those were some of my very favorites.
What is one play or musical that you would love to direct here at Tyler Civic that hasn't been done yet?
Wow. Well, for nearly 20 years, West Side Story was on the list, and we did that a couple of years ago. So that was a major accomplishment. I really struggled to find another one that I desire to do as much as that one. However, I'm really excited about what's happening in the musical world now. And I mean, there's so many good shows that are coming up that are just not quite available yet for community theater. For example, Six, the musical.
Yes,
I think that's like, going to be great.
It's brand new.
Yes, yes. But when it is available to community theater, I think that would be an excellent choice.
Okay. So on the website, it says you were a member of the education program since the 2000s. What drew you into joining that program?
Well, that was actually my roots. So in the Dallas area in the late 80s, I started a program called Youth Showcase. And it was kind of a fledgling program for latchkey children. We started that in the Parks and Recreation department. They had many sports available, but there were some children that were just a little bit lost and weren't interested in sports, but sort of hung out at the park. But I would hear them singing, and I would see them, just doing little dances to whatever music they heard or had available with their boom boxes at the time. And so we started a program for them, and I was privileged to be able to direct Youth Showcase from 1989 until 1993.
You were also mentioned of being a playwright. Have you written any plays for Tyler Civic?
Actually, very early in my career here, we wanted to do a musical review. So we did the Best of Broadway, and then we followed up several years later with the Best of Broadway 2. The first one I wrote solo, and the second one I co-wrote with my husband, Mike Hargrove. He's deceased now. He passed away 8 years ago. But he just had this gift for dialogue, and he took it to the next level with me. So both of those shows were produced here.
What's your favorite show that you've acted in?
My favorite was a bit role. Leading roles are not always the best roles. I love character roles. And so honestly, my favorite was to play the bereaved mother of the little boy who was killed in The Bad Seed. He was murdered by a classmate, and the mother was distraught. The murder was unsolved, and she turned to drinking. And so she was a very sad character, but it was a very dramatic role. And to be honest, it was a rare opportunity at such a role, and I enjoyed it very much.
Okay. How would you say the audition process works here?
Well, each director has a little bit of autonomy to do things his or her own way. But in general, we do have open auditions. We do not precast shows. And so that means that when the actors come into the room, most of them have never seen the script. Now, when they know that they're auditioning for it, they certainly can order their own. And if they do come into the theater a week or so before auditions, we let them read excerpts from the play if they wish while they're in the theater, but we don't check out the books. So that's just sort of a standard policy that we have. But open auditions and cold readings give you a really great idea as a director of what the potential is. You're not going to see the finished product, but if you can see the potential, and if you can give maybe even a simple direction to an auditioner, like, okay, try that again, but maybe do it with this emotion instead of the one you're currently using, and that often will tell a director if you're coachable.
I would like to thank Miss DeAnna Hargrove for joining us today. Please go see Cheaper by the Dozen at Tyler Civic Theater Center. Get your tickets today.